World War One is underrated. That might sound like a weird statement, but it seems that everyone nowadays is mainly focused on World War Two. While it does make sense because World War Two had a higher death count, it doesn't mean that World War One was not as interesting or impactful. Many famous authors like J.R.R. Tolkien, who made The Hobbit, C.S. Lewis, who made Narnia, and A.A. Milne, who made Winnie the Pooh, served in this war. World War One also inspired soldiers to write stories and poems about the war, like Isaac Rosenberg, who made Break of Day in the Trenches. But we'll talk about that later.
It is important to remember that World War One was a global conflict that involved many countries and had a lasting impact on the world. It was the first time that modern warfare has seen in such a large scale, with new weapons and tactics that changed the face of warfare forever. The war also played a significant role in the rise of communism and fall of empires. Despite its significance, World War One often gets overshadowed by World War Two, which is why it is underrated. However, it is important to recognize the sacrifices made by soldiers who fought in World War One and the impact it had on the world. So let's forget about World War One and all the stories and lessons that it has to offer.
Menace, hidden but pulsing in the air of night, then a throbbing thunder, split and seared with the scarlet flashes of innumerable shells. And against it, suddenly a shell, closer, a purr that changes to a whine, like a beast of prey that has missed its kill. And again, closer. But even in the thunder of the guns, there is a silence, and the soul grows still. Yeah, it's cloaked in stillness. It's not to fear. The torn and screaming air trembles under the onset of warring angels with terrible and beautiful faces. And the soul is stilled, known these awful shapes that burden the night with oppression to be but the creatures of its own lusts. The author of this poem is named Frederick Manning, and it is clear that he has faced the horrors of gunfire and was very skilled. He might have even lost a friend or fellow soldier in battle to guns. Guns are interesting to many, but to those who were in war, remember them as some of the scariest things known to man.
Sorry for that intro. Vincent just wanted to show off his cool dance moves. Anyway, let's end this presentation on a happy note. Remember Isaac Rosenberg? This poem has a semi-happy tone. The darkness crumbles away. It is the same old druid time as ever. Only a live thing leaps my hand. A queer sardonic rat, as I pull the parapet's poppy to stick behind my ear. Droll rat, they would chew you if they knew your cosmetalian sympathies. Now you have touched this English hand, you will do the same to a German soon, no doubt, if it be your pleasure to cross the sleeping green between.
It seems you inwardly grin as you pass strong eyes, fine limbs, haughty athletes, less chance than you for life, bonds to the whims of murder. Sprawled in the bowels of earth, the torn fields of France. What do you see in our eyes at the shrieking iron of flame hurled through still heavens? What quaver, what heart aghast? Poppies whose roots are in man's veins drop and are ever dropping. But mine in my ear is safe, just a little white with the dust.
Well, as they say, all good things come to an end. So, thank you for listening to our project and have a good day.